gorgeous smoky dark look for you. I hope you will enjoy. I'm going to start with the eyes and I'm using eye primer. Now for the eyeshadows, first thing I'm using is a light brown color. This one here. And I'm taking this on a fluffy brush and I'm just adding this to the whole lid. And I want to have this elongated shape on the end here as well. I'm also going to add this underneath. Now I'm taking the darker brown from the palette, the same brush, and I'm going to add this closer to the lash line, but still very soft. Now I'm just grabbing an angled brush with the same brown eyeshadow, and I'm going to go closer to the lash line and add more. Also, I'm going to add to that outer corner. I'm also adding this underneath. Here's when you want to decide how far out your flick or shape should go. So I want it quite far out. Now I'm taking a black with the same brush and I'm gonna do the same just closer to the lash line. And just make sure everything is nice and blended as you go along. Now this is also when you can start smoking this out. So bringing the black onto the lid a bit. Just to have that cloud of black. So you're creating a flick with the eyeshadow as well rather than the liner. Because liner will look too harsh. The look we're going for. So I'm going in as well with the black underneath. I just don't want to put anything in the very corner. And I don't really want it to dip down like this so much. So I'm just going to add a bit more eyeshadow here. I'm just going back to my blending brush and I'm going to blend that line just for it to disappear into my lid. This black line. So you want it to be as smoky as possible. Now I'm just going to take a black liner and add that to the roots of the lashes. I'm not going to add anything to the waterline. In a traditional smoky eyes you would, but I want to keep the eyes a bit brighter and open, so I'm not going to do that. I'm also going to add a couple of dots of black just around the outside on the lower lash line, just for some extra definition there. It's a very nice trick because it doesn't look like liner, but it nicely fills in those gaps between the lashes, so it just looks like your lashes are fuller. I'm just gonna go back to my black just to blend a little bit here on the top, because for now you can see a harsh line between the liner and the lashes and the eyeshadow that we made, but I want to cover that in black so it's blended more. See, it's enough just to cover the line with black to blend it. So before I finish up the eye, I'm just going to add my lashes. So I'm just curling the natural lashes and I'm going to just add a light coat of mascara on the top, a bit of mascara on the bottom as well. And I'm using these huge feathery lashes. So those are actually 2 Demi Wispies stuck together. Make sure to push them up as the glue is drying because those are heavier lashes, so you don't want them to droop down. So what I did also is I applied the corner of these lashes a little bit higher than on my natural lash line, because otherwise this would droop down like this. Now I'm just taking off some of the fallout, or all of the fallout. I would like to take off all of it. And I will start on the base. So I'm using a primer, and this one is very nice smoothing primer. It works like a filter, so you don't need Instagram. Okay, next I'm going to use a full coverage foundation. I'm going to use it with my fingers to really blend it in. Because if you're doing this makeup for, let's say, like a wedding or prom or something, you want the skin to be very natural. You don't want to wear a mask on your face. So I'm also just doing some pinpoint concealing with a flat brush. So I'm also adding some concealer to the under eye. And with this you want to be careful not to disturb this blending that you've done, but you can just blend a little bit lower, and then here you can go up to your eye because we haven't put anything there yet. There's black eyeshadow from about here, but nothing in here, so you can really get a bright corner here. Now I'm going to set the T-zone, the pressed powder. I'm just using this around the nose, under the eyes, middle of the forehead, and on the smile lines as well. I'm just pressing the powder in rather than swiping because I don't want to disturb the concealing that I've done around the face. Now I'm just using a darker foundation in a stick, and I'm going to contour with this. I'm just taking this on my finger and I'm going to start blending around my face. I don't like to apply it straight from the stick because sometimes you get too much or in the wrong place or it's hard to blend out, but as you can see, if you just apply a tiny bit with your finger and just tap it in, blend it as you go along, you get a very beautiful diffused contour line rather than the harsh line, and then you have to blend it out. And this way you can also contour around the nose. This is just slightly darker than my skin tone, so it's not going to be very harsh on the nose either. So when you're doing the nose contour, don't forget to grab your concealer brush or just a little bit of concealer on a different finger and swipe a bit here just to keep that line very, very thin. So if you get something in the middle on the bridge, you should take that off as well. I'm just gonna add some contouring under my lip as well. This will make your lips appear fuller. Next I'm using blush, and I'm using a stick as well, so I'm going to use that on a sponge, just a tiny bit, and I'm concentrating on the outside, just above the contour slightly. Now I'm going to use highlight, and I'm using very small fluffy brush. I'm just going to load it up on the brush and just touch on my hand as well, just to take off most of it, and then I can pick up from here as well. But this will give that very concentrated look, so I want to bring this up to the temple as well. And also I'm going to highlight the brow bone. So now I'm also going to add this to the cupid's bow, also a tiny bit on the nose and on the tip. And also with the same highlight, I want to finish up the eye. Make sure to blend it very well so there's no harsh lines there. Bringing the highlighter here also gives that doe eye effect, like in those Japanese makeup looks that we see when they put the highlighter all the way around. So this just gives a hint of that. I'm just going to polish up a bit the eyebrows. I want to keep them very natural looking. So those are the eyebrows. I could make them a tiny bit longer according to the eyebrow law, but I don't want it to meet too much with this corner. I'm just going to use a setting spray to set the face makeup. For lips, I'm using Jeffree Star's Liquid Lips in Nude. And I'm going to add some lip liner also, just to add some dimension. And you can leave it matte or make it glossier. So I'm using just some MAC's lip gloss. And that is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. For more makeup tutorials, please subscribe to my channel. So you don't need Instagram one. I guess you still need the Instagram one, but that's a life choice. Unless it's a costume party. Well, that wasn't funny. Just to shave my eyebrows. That was a fun time.